Crypto markets are crashing. Fear is absolutely everywhere. XRP's down, and retail investors are absolutely running scared. But here's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. This is when millionaires are absolutely made. As Warren Buffett has said it best, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. And tonight, that's exactly what we're going to discuss. We're going to look at the macro view and the big picture and go over some things just to keep your mindset on lock so you know exactly what you hold in XRP. With that, hello again. This is Zip. Welcome back to the channel. And I hope everyone is doing absolutely fine and you are being non-emotional. I'm a utility maxi. I'm invested in ISO 222 utility cryptos, XRP being one of my largest holdings. And I am still fired up, non-emotional. I pay no attention to the markets. I follow the smart money, and I want you to do the same. Smart money absolutely thrives on fear. And we know how the markets can be manipulated, and retail investors are dumping as we have all of these. The markets are down and we hear tariff wars and the regular markets are down. But those of us that make it through this time period, and some of us have been through this before, I absolutely promise you at the end, you get through that, cross that finish line, it's going to be well worth it. Let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of this recording, XRP is at 192. Bitcoin is dropped all the way down to 77,000. This is an absolutely perfect time. If you have money on the side, which is what we talk about, this is the time to buy in. We buy in on the dips and we ride it all the way up. We do not buy in on a FOMO because the markets will rebound. We've seen it time and time again. The playbook is very clear. The big whales are buying it and swooping up and taking large amounts of Bitcoin, XRP, and many of the other cryptos we talk about on here and loading their bags up. And that's exactly what we want to do. If you are new to this environment and you're like, what in the hell is going on with all this volatility? Pay it no attention. Be non-emotional. Understand what you hold. And that is what this channel is for, to give you that macro view of XRP and many of the other cryptos. But tonight we're going to speak basically on XRP and just talk about the big picture and where things are going to be going this year. The whole world is changing. The financial environment is changing, and you're going to see that in tonight's video. Let's jump into some things here. And crypto is absolutely going mainstream. All of these big names are talking about. We have PBD that's talking about it. We have Joe Rogan that's talking about it all the time now. It's getting out to the mainstream, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we want to see. They subconsciously, that have never heard and don't live and breathe this stuff, they're hearing about it each and every day, and it's going to change the way they invest in the future. They're going to be coming into these markets. We've got the ETFs that are still on the horizon. We've got the SEC lawsuit that's on the horizon to be dropped, finished, done. All exciting news, but let's listen to what PBD is talking about here. And remember, he has millions and millions of followers that listen to him for content. And this is the kind of stuff that they're hearing.
Here's what you'd come up. When it comes down to transaction speed, you notice Bitcoin 10 minutes, XRP 3 to 5 seconds. Transaction cost, high during congestion, XRP very low. Decentralization, we talked about that. Use case, store value, person to person, XRP cross-border systems, supply 21 million, XRP 100 billion. Energy use is high, XRP low. Adoption, broad mainstream, XRP niche institutional. So if you look at this, of course, like, well, then XRP is better. That's what I'm going to be doing. You pull up another chart. This other chart talks about transactions per second. The average block time, Bitcoin, 10 minutes. Litecoin, 2.5 minutes. Ethereum, 15 seconds. Ethereum 2.0, 12 seconds. Ripple, 3 to 5 seconds. Solana, 0.4 seconds. And you can go down and look at all these other guys. So the argument that's being made about what this one, what about that one, what about this one, then you look at numbers of the price of Bitcoin versus price of Ripple. When you look at the price of Bitcoin of where it is today and where Ripple is at, this is what you'll notice. Today, Ripple is give or take 244. Bitcoin today, give or take $86,000. Okay? If you go back 4 years ago, Ripple's high was $1.65. Bitcoin 4 years ago was $64,000. If you go to 2017 to 2018, Ripple high was 384. Bitcoin was 17,800. To let's just say 86 to $100,000, it's 6x.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, so consciously, this information about XRP, there's some nuances there that he got wrong. He's not a technical guy. He is a business investor. And I love how the community chats here on bring context and clarify some things, because they did specify that XRP was a centralized environment, and he was corrected on that. Obviously, we know that it is decentralized, but the point and the theme here is that the bigger picture, that audiences that have no idea about what XRP is, they've heard about Bitcoin for years, but now XRP is being brought to the larger world, and that analysis, they're going to be looking at it and going, XRP's $1, Bitcoin's $100,000, or at this point, $77,000, just from a mental, psychological perspective. Before they even learn and start listening to content and understand what they're buying, they're going to be drawn to XRP. So exciting. Again, more news going on. Large theme tonight. The transition is still going. Nothing has changed because of price. Everything that we've been talking about is still set in place, and we're going to hear in a minute, but all this is being bottled up. All of this excitement, all of these changes, again, it is like a spring, and it's being spring loaded, and at a given point in time, it is going to have to be let go. More news. Trump is getting ready to sign another executive order ending the Biden era crypto debanking. This goes back to the choke point 2.0 stuff, and making sure that what happened the last 4 years never happens again. Within this executive order, though, it is rumored the order could also go beyond banking. Another source told Decrypt is likely to include numerous directives, including one stating that stable coins, crypto assets designed to keep a steady price and generally pegged to the US dollar, should not be considered securities. If Trump does in fact such an executive order in the coming days, it would mark the third order dedicated to crypto that has been signed since his returning to office. Again, ladies and gentlemen, theme, big picture, they are setting up the environment through the administration, through the Stablecoin Genius Act that's being passed or talked about in Congress as we speak, to accept this new digital environment. Stable coins are going to be the front end. So it's all coming, and that's what you need to see. In days like this, you absolutely have to see the macro view and understand what you hold. Let's switch gears a little bit and let's listen to Austin King, who is with Omni, who Omni is partnered with Ripple, and they're providing USD treasury bonds in a tokenized environment. And let's listen to what he's talking about, again, with the bigger environment and what is going on and what we have to look forward to in the coming months.
So I do think by the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if we doubled, tripled, maybe even went like 5x in tokenized treasury bills. I do think we'll see kind of the first deployments of bonds and equities. There's a number of companies across the space that are working on this at large right now. So I think we're going to scale up in the existing assets that are tokenized and on chain today. And I do think we'll kind of see the first like alpha deployments of these kind of wider asset classes like bonds and equities.
Again, scaling up is what we want to hear. These are the words we want to hear. We've got to pay attention to this news versus the markets, because tokenization is coming this year, and in the next 5 years is absolutely going to explode within the XRP chain and many of the other chains that I speak to. More news. Now we're going to broaden our scope. Remember the butterfly effect, the flywheel effect, the snowball effect, call it what you will, but this momentum is extending beyond the United States, and everyone is going to be following. Let's listen to what they're going to be doing over in the Euro.
can eventually, not put to bed, but put to reality this digital euro. The deadline for us is going to be October of 25, and we are getting ready for that deadline, but we will not be able to move unless the other parties, the stakeholders, as I call them, Commission, Council, and Parliament, actually complete the...
And Europe will not be left behind. A European digital euro by October of this year is what they are shooting for, or before that. And I believe it's probably going to be before that. Again, all of the world is talking about regulation, crypto, digitization of the monetary environment. The financial system is changing before our eyes. I know I say that ad nauseum, but I need you to understand that, especially on days when the markets are bleeding. For you new folks, this is the bigger picture. This is where the world is going. You're in the right place at the right time. Remember, XRP isn't a meme coin. It's going to be the workhorse. It is what is going to move money around the world. RippleNet powers cross-border payments for large institutions, and that is what is going to be changing, and that is what is occurring, and why we need the regulation and all the other implementation of legislature to be enacted. More around the world, Japan approves crypto reforms, easing rules for brokerages and stablecoin backing with government bonds. We know Japan is huge in SBI, which is also huge with Ripple and XRP usage. They are also reforming their legislation, their crypto, their financial environment. What else did Japan do recently? They also are looking to cut crypto taxes from what was 50% down to a 20% tax rate for crypto gains. All bullish momentum. That flywheel, that butterfly just keeps on growing and moving. The momentum picks up and picks up. And we know here in the United States, there is rumored as well of some kind of crypto free tax or crypto tax being lessened as well. Will we see it? I absolutely believe we will. And it's just a matter of time for all these things to come together. And again, that spring is compressed so much with all this good news. It's hard to believe in the state that we're in. We have never, ever seen so much momentum, so much discussion, so much positive, bullish news within the crypto environment. And yet we have these prices right now. I find it hard to believe, and believe that it is definitely being manipulated, and they are trying to chase many of us out of these markets. But I know if you're listening to this content, you're strong, you're holding on, and you understand what you hold. Don't pay attention to these numbers, these markets. Be non-emotional, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to this as well. Again, what is going on, the bigger picture with the crypto environment and what it's going to lead to.
Cryptocurrency should be thought of in two buckets. One, you have speculation in the price of Bitcoin. Everybody's been tracking that from 16,000 to over 100,000 and down 10% a day. You need a lot of fortitude. You need a stomach to handle that. But it should not be your entire portfolio. It's no different than owning gold. I own a 5% weighting in gold in my portfolios, and I own a 5% weighting in crypto. They've both done very, very well over the last year and been hedges against inflation, which is not bad. But what we're really talking about, and what the president is signaling here, is let's bring the people who develop these technologies back to the United States, because we've chased them out through litigation. And so he's signaling to them, come home, let's develop digital payment systems like we talked about digitizing the American dollar, because that's a great idea. It's a signal, and it's powerful, and the world hears it.
And we hear it. Changing the payment systems. That's what XRP is going to be doing. The assets, the technology, the technical stack that you own is what is changing that those payment systems, and as part of that change, and we know that rlusd as their stable, as Ripple's stable coin, is going to play a huge impactful role within that environment as well. Everything is moving in the right direction. Again, this is not financial advice, but while the retail panics and the markets are red, that is the time you strike. That is the time when we can become millionaires if we invest correctly and we know what we hold. Even if you don't buy right now and you're not buying the dip, just hold on, be patient. If you need to unplug for a few days, a week, whatever the case may be, just walk away from it. If it stresses you out that much, if you're looking at the price every 5 seconds. That's why I really don't look at these markets unless I'm doing a video, just to really present it. Other than that, I don't pay attention to it. I'll know when the timing's right because I'm looking at everything else. And we'll know if XRP goes to $5, $10, $15, whatever the case may be. So again, just be calm, be collective, be smart and wise, non-emotional, and we're going to make it through this. And that's what my intent is, to get through this crypto journey together so we can all cross that magical finish line and spend the rest of our days on the most beautiful beaches of the world together. With that, ladies and gentlemen, be safe, be smart, and until next time, Zip is out.